Hi guys, it's Tuesday, August 25th, and I wanted to explain what you're gonna do for your journal today. So part of why we are doing the self-portrait today is to go with our social and emotional learning lesson, excuse me, about self-image and about how we view ourselves and how we view others. So we've been talking about the journal book that we're going to be using this year, one of the journal books that we are going to be using this year. And it's called You're Weird. And we talked about how being weird is not a bad thing. Being weird is a really good thing because it makes you unique and it means that you're an individual. So one thing that goes along with being an individual is being accepted by others, but being accepted by yourself. And so I told you guys about the sign that I got from my class. It says, everyone is welcome here. So your journal today, I want you guys to tell me what you think that means. What do you think it means when I say that everyone is welcome here? In my classroom, everyone is welcome. And what do you think I mean by that? And why do you think it's important for me and for you guys to understand that in this classroom, and you guys are an extension of our classroom. You are part of our classroom. Why are you accepted? Why is it important that you understand that you are accepted and part of our class and welcome all the time? So the second part of our lesson today is going to be our self-portraits. You guys are going to take your sketch that you drew last week. It was on a piece of paper like this. So this is from a printer, right? Printer size paper. And you guys drew a sketch. I sent you a video to watch that was about how to make a self-portrait. So about this size of my hand-ish, right? And now you're going to put it on a larger 11 by 17 paper. And I want it to take up, again, most of the paper. So about that size, okay? Now I told you that the students in class with me are going to be using paint. And I actually decided, because I was letting you guys use any type of utensils that you wanted, that I think I'm gonna let them do the same actually. So in class, I have paint and I have oil pastels. I have marker, I have regular markers, and I have Sharpies. I have crayons. I have colored pencils, so I think I'm gonna let them use any of those things. I'm not going to let them do it in black and white because I do have a lot of coloring choices for them. But if you do not have any coloring choices at home, you can use black and white. You can do it with a pencil, okay? But if you do have a coloring choice, I would prefer for it to be in color, all right? So remember that we're going to use these self-portraits, and you guys are going to find a place to hang them up at your house, and we are going to keep them up all year because this is going to be a reminder of why we are doing these different social and emotional lessons, including things from our weird journal, because we want to remember that each of us is unique and that we have our own personalities and our own traits, and each of us is special, and that I want you guys to have something to look at that's different than a mirror. A mirror is just a reflection of what you look like, but the actual portrait comes from yourself. It's something that you created, and it sort of shows a reflection of what you think you are based on your feelings and emotions and what you think you see every single day, okay? So tomorrow, during our Zoom session, we're gonna show off our self-portraits. We're gonna show everybody what we came up with, okay? So tomorrow, our Zoom session is actually gonna be a little bit longer because the rest of the students have e-learning, so they're not gonna be here. So they don't have to take up so much time from me, because usually I have to get back to class for our Zoom sessions. But tomorrow, I don't have to do that. And so we'll get to spend a little bit more time in our Zoom session tomorrow, and we'll get to show off and talk about our portraits and maybe even talk about where we're going to put them, okay? So today, the only things you need to do, and this is in the email that I sent you, you need to do the journal, the daily journal, and you also need to do the self-portrait, okay? So be ready to come with the self-portrait tomorrow. Oh, and the journal, you don't need to turn it in. You just need to keep it in your journal section in Notability, okay? So be ready to come back tomorrow and talk about your self-portrait, okay?